Yo, what is up, guys? Today we're going to be doing the second round of the Anime World Fighting Tournament. Now, before we get into that, I'm going to have to actually do one more first round match because I accidentally didn't do all 16 last video. So we got to get our final second round contestant. Alright, so we're going to have to do our final first round matchup here. Get Q versus Gara. Probably, obviously, Gara is going to win, right? Alright, now these are going to be our second round matchups. Now first match is second round. We got Sabo versus Pakia. And this is a really interesting fight. I think there's definitely ways Sabo could win, but I think we got to give it overall to Pakia. And he's going to be our first one moving on to the quarterfinals. Alright, now we've got Crocodile versus Eisen. And again, you know, Crocodile's tough in his own right. I just don't think he has any way to deal with Eisen. I think Eisen's got a little bit more firepower, or probably significantly more firepower. I think we're going to be giving it to Eisen. So next round, in the quarterfinals, the matchup's going to be between Pakia and Eisen, and that's going to be a pretty interesting one. But moving on. Alright, moving on, our next match, Toki versus Captainukitake. Captainukitake won his first round matchup, but now he's feeling too sick to compete, so he's going to actually have a medical forfeit. Therefore, Toki is moving on to the quarterfinals. Alright, next match, Captain Kaname Tosen versus the Emperor of the Sea, Buggy the Clown. And honestly, going up against the swordsman, Buggy does have kind of an advantage in that he can't really be cut. However, I do think that Mr. Tosen would have more of a firepower advantage. It would be funny to see if Buggy could somehow dumb luck his way into a win. Don't think he can here. Tosen will be facing Toki in the quarterfinals. Moving on. Now, finally, we got a matchup that doesn't include a Bleach character, and that's because we got Kawaki versus Toji Zenin here in this match, and this is a very interesting one. As far as physical ability, obviously I think Toji far exceeds Kawaki, but I'm thinking that Kawaki's abilities, as much as I want to make Toji win, he's a really cool character, and Kawaki's a cool character too. I think we got to give it to Kawaki just on his overall abilities, even though, again, I think in terms of physical skills, Toji might be able to beat him. Our next match, Admiral Fuji versus the creepy clown Hisoka, and I think it would be a very clear, I don't want to say easy, but probably pretty easy victory for Admiral Fuji over here. And quite frankly, I'm glad to get Hisoka out of the tournament. It's a little biased, but if I'm being completely honest, I'm glad he's out of here. We can now say this is a kid-friendly venue. Now our next match is between Blackbeard and Hedon. Now, Hedon is immortal, but these fights don't necessarily have to be to the death. So, that being said, I think that clearly Blackbeard has way more firepower, way more of an ability to win. I'm going to give this pretty one-sidedly to Blackbeard, I believe. Now our final match of the second round, we got the future king of the pirates, potentially, Monkey D. Luffy, and the current Kazekage of the village hidden in the sand, Mr. Gara, no last name. But, this would be a pretty interesting matchup. All of these matchups I think are interesting, obviously, but this one is because he's basically facing Crocodile, but only with more variance in his abilities. But also Luffy is a lot stronger than when he faced Crocodile that time. So overall, in terms of power, I think I'm going to give it to Luffy, but I think this would be a very entertaining fight, and a fight that probably wouldn't go down. Gara I don't think would go down that easy to Luffy, but again, I do think that it would be a clear-cut decision for Luffy. Now, moving on, Alright, so these are going to be our quarterfinal matchups that we're going to be doing tomorrow. We've got our first quarterfinal will be Pakia versus Eisen. Second one will be Toki versus Tosen. Third, we got Kaki versus Fuji. The fourth and final quarterfinal match will be a very intriguing matchup between Blackbeard and Luffy. It might be the most anticipated match of the quarterfinals. Make sure to tune into that tomorrow. Make sure to give me a like for this video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch these stupid videos. So I hope you really enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, you son.